What is up, everybody? What's happening, rock stars? Welcome to another episode of Rocket Live. Thank you so much for everybody who's joining us right now live. And special thank you to all of you that will be watching the replay of this later on, and also for everybody else that will listen to the audio version of this later on. Welcome to the show. And I am here with a great guest today, someone I was really excited to have on the show, and I'd love to welcome Mr. Réal Andrews. How are you, sir?
I am grateful to be here, brother. Thank you so much for having me, man. I kind of just, I never noticed with my background that it kind of looks like those fists or just want to squish my head or something.
It's coming at you. It's like
it's
coming at you to crush your head. How are you, man? Champion? I'm so happy to have you on here. This is great. I mean, I feel like when you and I first started talking, which really wasn't that long ago, but it's like amazing how you can talk to people and it feels like you've been talking to each other forever. Like you and I think have a very shared like inner energy and interest and passion for helping people. And the first time we met was on Clubhouse, actually, which is a room where we're in a lot in the mornings, which is the morning podcast chat room. And it was great. And, you and I are very fortunate to hear so many great stories that come up in that room of people doing, just telling tremendous stories about their podcasts and how they're doing things. And that's really how you and I met. And, and I was very grateful and very fortunate enough to have been a guest on your podcast, Getting Real with Réal. And we'll be talking all about that. But I'm really happy to have you here, and I love your mission. I love your vision. I love everything that you're doing, and so I'd love for everybody who's watching this right now to really listen to Réal and his story as we talk. Of course, if you have any questions as we go along, feel free to throw them in the chat, and we will address them as we go along. And with that, Réal, why don't you give everybody a little bit of background? Because I mean, you have a very storied history. Professional actor, speaker, podcaster, coach, fitness coach. You've got a lot of great achievements in your life. And I love how you've turned all that in to like your main mission, which is helping and empowering others, which I just think is so great, which is the big mission we always talk about on the show. The big thing is serving versus selling, always be ready to serve, always be ready to share and help with others. So why don't you give everybody a little bit of context and fill them in about your background?
Yeah, thanks, buddy. Thanks, Chris. Absolutely. I come from a small town, North Vancouver, BC. I was an only child. Grew up on the other side of the track, if you will. Graduated from a class of 1,200. I was the only African American, and that was 1981 when I graduated. So racism and bullying was a part of my life, even though honestly I didn't know that's what it was back then. Honestly, the way my parents brought me up and stuff, I just thought people were mean. Okay.
Right.
But in hindsight, I saw, grew to know what that was and what that was all about. My initial dream was to make the '84 Olympics as a sprinter. Like I said, we did grow up on the other side of the track. So I actually ran barefoot till I was in grade 7. And I still hold records today that I broke running barefoot. Actually, I got so used to running barefoot when my mom actually could afford to buy me my first pair of spikes, which I still have downstairs.
Right.
There was a transition where I actually preferred to still run barefoot. I had to get that transition where my coach was like, no, you'll actually have better traction if you got some spikes in the ground, rather than slipping like this when you're starting and still beating people. Imagine if you could start with them, that dream went sideways when I pulled my hamstring in 13. I got a little job as an acting role. I went on to become moved to Toronto, Canada from Vancouver, became a very successful model, then became the first African-American stuntman in Canada, playing every bad guy you can imagine, and moving to Hollywood, where I became an Emmy Award-winning actor. I am a very grateful father now. I'm a husband. Father of 3, a husband. I'm a cancer survivor, 2 years sober this past Christmas. I'm blessed with bipolar manic 2. So I'm an advocate, outspoken advocate for mental wellness, you know, especially depression, suicide, and all of that. Two-time award Ironman finisher. You know, I'm a big-time network marketer. You know, network marketing came into my life when I was 2 days from a divorce. We just lost our house, our cars were repoed, and so that was a pivotal thing for me. And you know, we went on to become seven-figure income earners and all kind of cool stuff. But that's really the 411 of me and the Cliff Notes version.
Yeah, no, I love that, and I think it's really you know, great of you to share a lot of that background, because you know, for as many people see the you know, the very successful side of what you've done, you know, not everybody always knows what happens. And I think that's the thing too, with like when people look at others on social media and things like that, they only, you know, you see the images, you see the best of the best, the cream of the crop, but you know, there's stories that go along with all of that. And you know, and as you've shared, I mean, you have a very authentic, very real story of you know, none of this stuff just happened overnight. I mean, you worked hard to get it, and you know, when you created your own opportunity, and you know, you were blessed with a lot of amazing things to come your way, but because of the things that you did. So, and I think that's wonderful, and I love too, and is what I want to start talking about is your mission, you know, and what you've been doing and how you've been helping people. And I, you know, once again, I am fortunate enough to jump on Clubhouse a lot. And for anybody out there who is on Clubhouse, I absolutely highly recommend that you follow Réal. And now he's, you know, we've all got new clubs now that we're all able to use. So I saw you created your clubs as well as I did. But you know, I have the good fortune of being able to have these dialogues with you on an almost daily basis on the app, which is really cool. But for those of you that aren't on the app yet or haven't connected or really gotten into using Clubhouse, I'd love for Réal to talk about how, you know, how you're helping people and how you've taken your life experiences and now turn that into, you know, the coaching and inspirational and the motivational public speaking that you do and the programs that you run with your organization.
Thank you so much. You know, a couple things. Number one is, one of my taglines is, I will believe in you till you believe in yourself.
Right.
You know, so that was really my first big calling, something I'm very passionate about, because, you know, there's nothing worse than somebody going their entire life and thinking they don't matter because, you know, they think because they're a pizza delivery boy, which I was, by the way, and I was the best damn pizza delivery boy there was. That's what I did, you know, or just be, if they think if they're not a Fortune 500 or corporate America or an actor or a celebrity or a professional athlete, that they're not important. Well, I call bullcrap. Okay. Right. So everybody's important. Everybody has a gift. Everybody has a light, and we need them all to shine. So I'm very, very passionate about that. The big thing is I see myself as an action coach. And, you know, I like to say, you know, whether it's this podcast here, my podcast, the groups, I'm always telling people, because I'm doing Facebook Lives, and I'm always like, champions, this is not a spectator sport. This is an action sport. I really love that you're here. I'm grateful that you're here. I truly am. We all are. But dude, take action. You know, I mean, I've got so many stories that I knew at a very young age, that the importance of that 99% of people, 99% of success is enjoyed by 1% of the population. Statistically, it's supposed to be 98 and 2. I say it's as high as 99. Right. And it's really simple. And whenever I coach from stage, I always open up with, I say, like, if there's a 1,000 people in the room, right, I'm going to tell them, I say, listen, here's the statistic. 99% of success is enjoyed by 1% of the population. Most people fail and quit. So basically what that means, there's 1,000 people in this room and 990 of you, 9 of you are going to fail. Right. Who wants to be part of that 1%? Me. I said, well, I got the secret, and I'm going to tell you at the end of this. So get ready. I'm going to give you the secret, the way I've been able to be successful, the way the people, I'm going to give it to you. And so that at the end of the presentation, I say, okay, I promise you I'd give you the secret. Who's ready? Woo! I said, get ready. Here it is. It's the big thing. Get ready. Take action.
There it is.
It's really that simple, Chris, and you know that because you're successful. It's like, it's amazing to me, dude. That it's so. Here's what it is. It's so. Those statistics are so true that it's actually become part of my DMO for the victories that I have, because I know 99% of the people are going to quit, and all I got to do is stay in the game, and I'm going to win.
Yeah. No, it's so true. I mean, that's a huge part of, I mean, I talk about this with people all the time, and it's really the thing that just separates people, and it's a simple shift in mind of just saying, you know, I want to do this, I'm going to do it, you know. And listen, and it's true that the first step is always the hardest in anything. There's a lot of things going on here: fear, self-doubt, you know, the risk of whatever that could be, and it's like, but then you take that step, and you're always like, man, I can't believe I didn't do this earlier. You know, I can't believe I waited this long. And, you know, and it's, everybody's on their own journey, you know, and everybody's going to take that step when they really are ready to do it, when they're really fully committed and ready to go with it. And I think that is the big thing for a lot of people. It's just getting into that first step and taking action and doing that first thing, that then all of a sudden everything begins to open up for you. And you start seeing the world a lot differently, you know, opportunities. And, you know, we were just talking about, like, you know, there's real no such thing as luck in that way. Yeah. It's you create your own opportunities, and something you did maybe 5 years ago, well, now it comes and hits you right in the face as like an opportunity. You go, wow, that was lucky. And it's like, well, actually, if you draw a line to it, you can see that it was something you did 5 years ago. You created that and you forgot about it, which is fine because we all do it. But it came back, and here it is. And so you created your own opportunity because you took action, because you did that, whatever that is.
Well, and I love that you said that, Chris, because you kind of said something early, and that always, like, it always triggers me. Okay. Is that Pedro right there?
That is Pedro. Shout out to Chris Bagley and Réal. What's up, Pedro?
Hey, what's up? Pedro's in the house. All right, Chris, I got to tell you a funny story since Pedro's in the house. I don't know if you were you in Clubhouse when I shared about when I did my first live stream?
No, I missed that.
Okay, so listen, and then remind me to share with you the story about luck. Give me that trigger word, luck. Yep, so Pedro just reminded me this. So I did my first live stream 2 Saturdays ago, which Pedro was monumental in helping me get everything set up and everything, right? And so everything was awesome, dude. The artwork was great. I had everything, the overlays, everything. The camera, he showed me to use the 1 instead of the 5, whatever, so I was getting better signal and all that. And so I had the countdown clock, everything, brother. And it's awesome. And I'm watching it, and boom, everything's working perfect. And everything's great, dude. And I'm noticing the chat, dude. I'm noticing that. I'm like, man, why is nobody coming in on the chat, right? And so I'm into it 17 minutes, Chris. And then all of a sudden I notice in the top right corner, there's a button that says go live.
Oh!
So I've been talking to myself, dude, for 17 minutes, dude, the whole time. And then I finally pressed the go live button. But Pedro was like, hey, the good thing is it was a good rehearsal.
Yeah.
But what I was going to share with you about the luck thing.
Yes.
You know, because it's kind of a pet peeve. I can't tell you. I mean, I don't know if you get this, Chris, but I get a couple things all through my life. My acting. Okay. My acting. Well, it's easy for you, Réal, because you're black and there's less competition. Are you seriously right now, dude? Do you seriously want to go down that road with me right now? Right? I mean, it's like, like they have no idea, you know, and they're always like, you know, it's like, oh, well, it's easy for you, Réal, because you know, you've got a gym, so it was easier for you to build a network marketing business because you've got all those. Let me tell you something, dude. Probably 2 or 3 people from my gym were enrolled on my network marketing team, right? It's just that infuriates me that how people they just want to make an excuse. They just want to make it. No, you know what's easy for me? You know why it's easy for me? Because I grind my flipping ass off. That's why. You know, I just grind.
No, you got it. I mean, you have to put in, you have to do the time. There's no shortcuts to anything. Like, we all make our own success. And I think for anybody that says, well, this was handed to you, and oh, and I hear this too. I hear this a lot of times from other people who I know were like, hey, they grew up in a family that had money and they were fortunate, and so maybe they had some opportunities, but still, like, those people that I then saw, because it wasn't because they just had it, some, like, they still worked their tails off to get to where they were.
They still have to work. They still have to work.
Still have to work.
If you look at most entrepreneurs, which is what you and me are, and that's most of who we're talking about right now. Right. Entrepreneurs, network marketers, right? I don't know, dude. I've been doing this almost 15 years, and I have yet, I'm sure there might be one, but I have yet to hear a person get up on stage, get in the clubhouse and say, hey, you know what? When I found network marketing, I was making 8 figures. I was on top of the world. Everything was amazing. And I jumped in. I got the big package and I went to 10 figures. I've yet to hear that. It's like people that maybe did have a good life have lost it all. They were living on Skid Row. They were homeless. They were drug addiction, whatever. So, and they scratched and climbed and fought, even like a lot of people say, Coach, why do you get up so early in the morning? Well, you know why I get up so early in the morning? 2 reasons. One, I need my quiet time. 2, I heard somebody say this once, Chris, I don't know if you ever heard this. He said, listen, you know what? I think it was E.T., the hip hop preacher, I think said this. Mm-hmm. He said, listen, if you get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, you already have a 3-4 hour head start on all those Harvard, MIT, Yale graduates, silver spoon people, and it don't cost you nothing. It don't cost you nothing. So those of us don't have that opportunity, don't have the silver spoon, don't get to go to Yale, don't get to go to MIT. Guess what? I'm going to get up 3-4 hours and I'm going to do more in 3-4 hours than you ever when you're sitting there like, oh, whatever. There's always a way, right, to get an edge.
There's always a way. There's always a way. You just want to have it. Like, you want to be there. You want to be to this level. You know what I mean? And like we've been talking about this, these different things of taking action, going for it, and really it starts as simple as and I know everybody's been like, oh, I've heard this 1,000 times, but it really does work. Take the things that you want, write them down, stick it in front of you so you watch it every day. I have like 3 or 4 post-its, like literally right now I'm staring at them. They're right above my screen, right here, right above the camera, and they are the things that I want to accomplish. And I look at them every day. You know why? Because it goes back to the very basics of Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Dynamite's good too. So there's philosophy there too. But Napoleon Hill. But I mean, it really is thoughts become actions. When you look at something and you stare at it every day, it burns into your subconscious mind. And before you know it, without even thinking about it, your mind is manifesting those thoughts into actions, and every day you see that, you're pushing yourself closer and closer to where you want to be. That's just that's the simple fact of it. It will happen, and and there's I can't tell you how fast it's going to happen because it's different for everybody. Everybody's on their own path, their own journey, but your mind only takes what you feed it. You feed it negative thoughts, well, guess what manifests? Negative actions. You feed it positive thoughts, positive actions are going to manifest from it. It doesn't know the difference. It only your mind only knows what food you feed it, what thoughts you feed it, and that's what comes out at the end of the day. So when you want these things, when you want to, earn a certain amount, every year, and provide for your family, get that car, go on trips, get the things that you want in life. I mean, whatever that is, just write them down and think about them. Sit and think and let it hit you. And then every day you're going to move closer and closer to that. And whether it's that new job or starting that business or, so many things, whatever. It doesn't even have to be like in business. It could just be something that you want. Like, I want to go on that trip to Hawaii. Okay, well, write that down and look at it every day. And you know what? You're going to figure it out every single day, how to get to that trip to Hawaii. Like, and it's not, I don't think it's hokey to say it. And I know everybody's read The Secret and things like that, but I'm not even talking. I'm just talking about like basic, write it down, stare at it, say it out loud, whatever you want to do, but let it like burn itself into your head, and boom, it will happen. It will happen.
Well, and I love what you're saying, Chris, because I live my life in that. And I was just in a room yesterday with people that's really their jam. Manifestation is really what we're talking about. Manifesting. But the other thing is, like, to the champions that aren't getting the success that they deserve and that they were called to get, the reason is they're manifesting the negativity. It's the same thing as Chris is talking about. If you want this to make the sticky, to think about it, it's the old saying: if you think about pizza all the time, you're going to become a pizza. Okay,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
basically, you're going to eat pizza every day.
I'm a pizza. Look at me, I'm a pizza. Right? But the same thing. If you think about, for me, like a bass boat in the block, and because I think about that all the time. I've had it. I will have it. I will have it. This one, I know exactly what it looks like. I've sat in it. That's another thing. But the same thing, if you're sitting there all the time, my life sucks, and I'm just in pain, and because listen, and I say this to my champions all the time, so they know. Listen. It always amazes me, and I'm constantly coming up because I want to raise people up and let them know there's nothing they can't do. And no matter what I do, I'll come in and share a story. Like, use me, for example. 3 hip surgeries, just had cancer surgery, 2 days out of the hospital, I'm running the stairs again. Right? I'm running the stairs with this guy one day. He's actually there walking every single day, walking in. He's always like, I got this and this. And he comes in and he does 5 stairs every day. Awesome. Great. I'm glad you're there. And then but he's always saying, oh my God, you're such a beast. You man, I wish you could do this. And then I was like, when I had my last hip surgery, 2 days after hip surgery, I was on these stairs with my freaking walker. For real. I only went up 3 or 4 stairs. Right. And then I'd go up 7, 8, and then I'm back with the crutches. So basically the moral of the story was, I said, dude, if you want to run up and down these stairs, I can help you. I know the formula. Oh, no, but you don't understand. I've got this, and it's way worse than you've ever had. And I'm like, dude, go ahead. Live in your world of victim and excuses, dude. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah. I'm not by any means diminishing anybody's challenge, because we all have our challenge. But what I'm here to say, if you truly don't want to live in that challenge and dude, I can give you examples all day long. In the YouTube, I share one thing. You get me fired up now, Chris. I share one thing with you because this is the power of it. Right. I've owned 4 of my own gyms, so I got this amazing bunch of champions in my gym, right? And there's certain people that come in. Coach, yeah, you got like because that's my gift. I can, hey, listen, I'll help you all. An alternative, whatever. Coach, man, I'm just not able to run, dude. Can you give me an alternative when they go run? Coach, I can't do burpees, dude. Coach, I can't do burpees. What can you do? Can you give me a modification? Sure, no problem. Right. I'm not able to do chin-ups, right? Then in walks this one guy, Jesus, one day, right? Mm-hmm. One leg on crutches.
Right.
One leg on crutches. And in an instant, at first I was like, hey, man, I can give you a No, don't give me a modification. This guy's doing burpees on one leg on a 3-foot box, back down on the ground, doing chin-ups, doing push-ups, and watch what happened, Chris. Like that, all of a sudden, all these people, he's doing the run with one leg. You don't want no modification. So instantly, what happened in that gym? All these people who couldn't run, they're running. All these people that couldn't do burpees, they're doing burpees. All these people that couldn't jump on boxes, they're jumping on boxes because they saw, it's like the Bannister Mile, right?
Right, right.
Yes.
Yeah, it
So,
just spread. They see someone who's just pushing, and it just spreads. And once again, the power of positivity, the power of energy, and how infectious that can be, and how it can spread, and basically that motivated everybody. It's
mhm.
amazing. It's truly amazing. So let's talk a little bit about with some of the time we have left. I want to talk a little bit about the podcast, Getting Real with Réal. So why don't you talk a little bit about that podcast and sort of what's behind it, and what can people expect by listening to it?
Yeah, thank you. Really, at the end of the day, getting
Right.
real with Real, where we get raw, real, authentic, honest, and brutally transparent. And so people can be the best version of themselves. And it really comes down to this. My pastor one day in church said, Jesus doesn't need any more preachers. He needs champions like yourself to get up, to step up, to show up, to take action and share their story.
Right.
Somebody needs to hear your story. So that's basically, it in a nutshell. It's kind of taken a road down the road of right now. The journey God's taking on right now is network marketers, MLM, champions, and that world. And I mean, just amazing rock stars. But at the end of the day, it's about successful people sharing their real stories behind the scenes so that people know that, because it's real easy for people to look and go, oh my God, look at Chris. He's got the cool rocket thing. He's so successful. Look at Coach. He's an Emmy award-winning actor, right? But let me tell you something. Let me share with you what it's like behind closed doors.
Right.
Let me share with you, because otherwise they go away going, oh my God, I'm so inspired by Chris. I want to be a branding guy, but my life is so drizzle and I could never do. Well, let me show you Chris's real life, what it's like behind closed doors for him, what he fought through. So that's what it's really about at the end of the day, just letting champions know that they can do it too, if they choose to.
Right.
We can't do it for you. You've got to make that choice.
Yeah, and that's great, because that's it. I mean, listen, and you have a choice, right? You could choose to do nothing, which is fine. So if that makes you happy, then great. Or you can make the choice to do it and really go for it and take action, like you were saying. And I think it's great, because it's so important to tell stories, because I think for, not even people who want to, people who are aspiring to become entrepreneurs or want that business, be a business owner, own a business, do these different things, but also too, like being a business owner, being an entrepreneur. And I know this as well as anybody. You feel like you're on an island sometimes, and you're not, but mentally you go there and you feel like, man, like nobody's feeling the way I'm feeling right now. And it's not true, but it is great when that's why I love hearing other stories. And because that is like, first of all, I'm always reminded, okay, I'm not alone. People, like, it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to feel these ways. And the real trick is, and this is what the real trick is not staying in that place and getting out of it as fast as you can and saying, okay, you know what? I'm going to deal with it. This is this. I'm going to cast it aside, and now I'm going to move forward. So hearing those stories of other people sharing the same things, and they go, wow, they feel the same way I feel or felt, like it is something that really, pushes me to get through it and say, all right. So I think it serves a great purpose on both sides, for people who are in it and need that, like, I'm so glad I'm not the only one. It feels like there's two people going like, hey, it may look like all gloss and rock and roll and amazingly fabulous and sexy, like from what we see, but once again, that's what you see. It's not really how it always is. And it's not without a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, a lot of passion, a lot of heartbreak, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. But, we do it because we love it, because it's passion. It's what fuels us. It's why we do these things, take these risks and continue to sort of like put ourselves in situations, because you always want to go for that. It's just the opportunity, and it's all about, like, for me and like you, like my goal is to help as many people as I possibly can, to share with them the experience and the advice that I learned building, my first business for 20 years and now building a new business. But like, I have a lot of experience and knowledge that I can share with people who want it, if it's a fit for them. And, and there's other people that maybe it fit for them, but that's my main mission in life, is just to do that. Like, honestly, it's why I decided to to leave the business I started, you know, with my best friend from college to do this, like, you know, because I was just feeling the urge, the pull, the need to, like, this is something that I feel like I need to be doing now. And I don't think I should ignore it. Like, I feel like I have to go down this path now. And I think for a lot of people, they need to hear those stories to kind of feel like, hey, it's okay to feel like this. Other people have done it. I'm not alone. And you can do it. Anybody can do this. You know, I mean, you say it all the time, and I believe anybody can do what we're doing. Anyone can do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%, brother.
Just comes down to taking that action, like you said. I love bringing that back full circle. You know, being a champion, man. Being a champion. I love that. I love how you call people champions. I think it's great.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. It's just something I've always done. Yeah. It's just the way I see people, man. It's just the way I see people.
Yeah, I think it's outstanding. So, hey, man, listen, I really appreciate you coming on today, spending some time with us. I know you have a really busy schedule. You got a lot of things going on, and you know, and I know you're doing a lot of good out there, helping a lot of people fight through their challenges, and really take the time to turn them into champions. I mean, they're already champions. They just need some help to get to that next level. And I see the work you're doing. I hear the things that you're saying, and you know, and I love it. I love hearing you say it, and I fully support it. So I appreciate you taking the time and sharing so much information with everybody in the audience today. Any final words as far as what you want to say, or best places where people who can connect with you? I have the website up now. I was showing Getting Real with Réal, which I know you can pretty much listen anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, thank you. It's just, once again, you got it right there. My main website, www.realandrews.com. All of my links are there. Follow me on my Instagram at Réal Andrews. All my social media is the same. And in all my platforms, I got the Linktree link. Click on it. Yep. Take you to my podcast. It'll take you to my YouTube and my TikTok. A real amazing series on TikTok about real kingdom men. Just, you know, helping the young man to raise up to be the man, and us older men to be who we were called to be, and you know, walk in our power and stuff like that, and be, you know, honorable and to our wives, our moms, our daughters, sisters, and all of that. So that's it, man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
No, this was amazing. Thank you so much for coming on. And I want to thank everybody in the audience who was watching this live with us today. Also, thanks for everybody that's joining us on the replay. Really appreciate you. And for everybody that will be listening to the audio version of this later on, as I said, really appreciate all of your support. Please show your support by subscribing wherever you're watching this right now, and also wherever you're listening to this, so that way you get notified every single time a new episode comes out. Also, if you could like, share these episodes, that helps as well. It not only helps me grow the channel, but it also helps the guests that I have on to help them get their message out to people in your audience who may also really enjoy what they have to say. So I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for watching and rocking out with us today on Rocket Live. So remember, always be authentic, always be yourself, and always remember to rock it.